Thank you. Our next speaker is going to be Emma from the National Education Union.
Thanks to Lucinda and thanks to everyone who's organised today and come along and join our protest. My name's Emma, I use she, they pronouns. And as an educator, as a trade unionist, as a parent, I am angry, furious and scared. I'm furious that I can't look into the eyes of the children I teach and of my own child and tell them that I know that things will be okay, that their future is safeguarded. And I am furious because the pain of the future is the lived experience for millions and millions of children. For the tens of thousands of children of Gaza who've been murdered by Israel's genocidal war. For the Palestinian children who survive, who will live with the trauma of war, displacement, death, rubble, toxic asbestos-ridden air, loss of family, loss of limb, loss of childhood. For the tens of thousands of children of the Congo who are forced to work in the cobalt mines that make the batteries for our phones, for our laptops, for our electric vehicles, who are exposed to toxic dust and tunnel collapses. And for their children and the families in the Philippines, Jamaica, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Brazil and beyond across who have lost their homes, loved ones and live lives to floods, typhoons, hurricanes, droughts, wildfires. These are not natural disasters. There's nothing normal about climate emergency. These are disasters that are caused by the rich and powerful who sit at the top of the capitalist system. The wealthiest 10% are responsible for 2/3 of emissions. We know as well the acceleration of AI is fueling spiking emissions, not to mention the millions of gallons of water that are required to cool down the data centers or the nuclear and coal energy being used to fuel AI centers. And the same far-right governments that are attacking refugees, women, the poor and trans people are spreading the most vicious climate denial and fueling even further expansion. Trump, shame on you. Shame. Has delivered his promise of drill baby drill. Every day he is lifting more drilling curbs in states from California and Alaska that are already suffering from climate breakdown. Nigel Farage, shame!
Shame!
He says there's no climate crisis. Reform UK want to scrap all climate targets, all green investment, and drive up our energy bills. Trump and Farage blame refugees and immigrants for droughts and hurricanes. Shame on you.
Shame.
And Keir Starmer, shame on you.
Shame.
Under mounting pressure for Trump, now has put drilling at the Rosebank back on the table. Keir Starmer and Labour, shame on you for echoing the far right and attacking refugees. Shame on you for backing and funding genocide. And shame on you for driving through climate policies while pretending to be on the side of climate action at COP30. We need to unite the movements against racism, against the far right, for a free Palestine, for trans and non-binary people, and for a world that puts people and the planet before profit. And the unity demonstration on the 22nd of November next weekend couldn't be more impossible. And just in my last minute, I'll finish on this. As a trade unionist, I say, climate is a class issue. Sorry. Climate is a class issue. It's a class issue when you can't afford your heating bills. It's a class issue when you can't afford food to feed your children. It's a class issue when the filthy air that your children breathe is making them sick. Climate is a class issue when you're forced to work through heat waves, floods, and windstorms. And as has been said, there is no workers on a dead planet. And that is why we in the trade union movement have launched a year of action over the climate. Climate justice is workers' justice, and around the world, workers are rising up. Indigenous people are rising up. Young people are rising up. If you look at the Gen Z protests, that's where the hope lies, the struggle of the masses against the rich and the powerful. So join the protest next weekend. Join the picket lines at Veolia, at Hallam University, at Sheffield University next weekend. Let's unite the movements. Tonight we'll be marching from Endcliffe Park to Devonshire Green to reclaim the night. We are the anti-racist, anti-fascist majority who want action over the climate. This is not a drill. We demand climate justice now. Climate justice now. Climate justice now.
Climate justice now.
Brilliant, thank you. Thanks to all the speakers, and I especially love the fact that it was all women speaking on this platform today, especially with the protest going on this evening. So I do urge you to join it if you can. I think despite the weather, I think it's been brilliant. Thank you for keeping yourselves warm and marching with us. I think the reality for a lot of us is that governments' actions across the world around the climate crisis are not a transition, and they are certainly not just. None of what is going on focuses on fossil fuels, on reducing emissions. It is focused on a capital agenda where and how they can make more money, can expand their profits. We also see, as Emma was saying, that the narrative being used by the far right. So we have an absolutely massive joint campaign on our hands to bring all of these communities, all of these actions together. And I think this must be the year of concrete progress towards a globally just transition. Actually, I think it should be a transformation. And that means a fossil fuel phase-out that benefits ordinary people in the UK and globally. It means overhauling systems that allow polluting corporations and the super-rich to go on profiting and polluting and making them pay for the damage they have knowingly done to billions globally. If you are a trade unionist, get on board with the Trade Union Year of Action. If you're a climate campaigning group, get on board with the Trade Union Climate Action, because we have to be united and supporting workers in the workplace to fight for a better world. But it will require us to break from the failed resilience on the market and instead invest in a huge expansion of public sector jobs across all sectors. But it has to be our voice of what alternative we want. It has to be our voice that doesn't let the greenwashing happen. And we can all be a part of that and be confident that, young or old, in workplaces or in our communities, we can come together. Because the question is not whether change will happen, but it is about who will shape it. And as far as I'm concerned, we have to be the ones to shape it. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming.